Okay, let's look at today's homework. Everything on here will be on the quiz tomorrow. I will not be here tomorrow again. You'll just have a quiz like this, very similar to this, nothing different than what's on here, guaranteed, okay? Okay, number one, your brother Mel's live in Maine. Same one we did in class, okay? Wants a new hockey stick that is 54 inches long. You bought Mel a hockey stick he wanted, but still need to ship it out to him. The post office charges the box by its size. The larger the box, the more expensive it is. Below are two boxes. Which box would be best for shipping for the hockey stick? Explain your reasoning. Make sure you explain which box you choose, the reasoning behind it, okay? So, box number one. Remember the diagonal distance right here to top back corner to the bottom front corner. That's the D we're trying to find, the distance we're trying to find, okay? So that distance is squared equals the length squared plus width squared plus height squared, okay? So you get D squared equals to 4.25 squared plus W, which is the width. The width is 0.5 squared plus 1.5 squared. This is incorrect, by the way. If you do it this way, this is incorrect because this is in inches. Okay. This is in inches, and these are in feet. So you have to convert each one to inches, or you convert this into foot, whichever way. I like to turn these into inches by multiplying it by 12, each of them, to make it inches. So if you have that, let me have my calculator, 4.5 times 12, 0.25 times 12, that's 51 inches. 0.5 times 12, 6 inches. And 1.5 times 12 is 18 inches. Okay, now I can work with it now because now they're all in inches, okay? So it's 51 squared plus width squared, 6 inches squared plus 18 squared, okay? 51, put it in your calculator, 51 to the square root of 2 plus 6 to the square root of 2 plus 18 to the square root of 2 should give you an answer equals 2. D squared, okay, let's keep this in the same color. D squared equals 2961. Square root, because we want that distance, the diagonal distance. T equals 2. Okay, the square root of 2961 equals 54.47 inches. Not bad. That's very close to 54 inches. So that may be it, unless this is closer. 4 feet times 12, remember, we need to make it into inches. Cannot work with this because our problem here is in inches. Something new. So 4 times 12, this is 48 inches. Oh, I forgot to put feet here, on your worksheet. 0.5 times 12 is 6 inches. 2.5 times 12. 30. Distance squared equals to length squared plus width squared plus height squared. So D equals to 48 squared plus 6 inches squared plus 30 inches squared. Put it in a calculator. If you want to know how to put that in a calculator, you do, well, 48, there's the squared button, plus, you see up here, that tells you what you did. This is not good representation of your calculator, so I'll go back. But in your calculator, you should be able to put this all in and see it. You use that little button to the power of button, plus 6 squared plus 30 squared equals D squared equals to 3240. Well, just by looking at this here, this is a better answer. This first one is a better answer than this one. This is too big. But let's just go to the exact inch just to prove it. So the square root of 3240 equals 56.56. Now I don't know, what am I writing for? 56.92 inches. Okay, you would choose the first box. The best box to use is box for the hockey stick. Is 4.25 by feet by 0.5 feet by 1.5 feet, because it is the smaller of the two, because its diagonal distance is 54.47, which will fit the stick. Of 54 inches, and cost the least because it's the smallest. Smaller of the two boxes. Okay? You try to have numbers in there when you're explaining. A rectangular box has a width of 5 inches, a height of 10 inches. The length of the three-dimensional diagonal of the box is 19 inches. What is the length of the height? What is the length of the box? Sorry. Okay, so we know D squared equals to L squared plus W squared plus H squared. Okay, so we know the width, 5. We know the height, which is 10. They don't give us length anywhere. This is what they're trying to find, length. So this is left blank. The diagonal of the box, the diagonal, dimensional diagonal of the box is 19. That goes there. Okay, so you add these two, 25 plus 100 plus, what's 19 squared? 19 squared is 361. So we get 361 equals to 125 add length squared minus it on a calculator. You get 236 equals to length squared. Take the square root. The square root of 236, 15.4. The length is 15.4 inches. The length of the box, we need to write it in a complete sentence. The length of this box is, the length of this box is about, because we round, 15.4 inches. -3 -2 3 -3 -2 6 -2. Oh, this is a tough one, you guys. Okay. Oh, too big. Okay, let's label this. This is A, B, C, and D. Okay, B, draw a diagonal, the AC in the trapezoid, then determine its length. So AC right there. Let's draw it in red so you guys can see it. Okay, the triangle that's given there, none of them are right. You see, none of these are a right triangle. So you can't use that triangle. You have to ignore everything there and just pretend that these lines are not there, okay? Pretend they're not there. All of them are non-existent, like these are non-existent. Pretend only that. So if you only have that, I'll put it back in. Okay, because that's not, pretend though they're not there. So you're only facing these two, oops, sorry. You're only facing these lines right here. This line, to make a 90-degree angle, you'd come down right here. Label that E. And here's your 90 degrees. And each one, make sure you look. Each one represents 1 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 there. So find the distance there is A squared plus B squared equals to C squared. 6 squared plus 5 squared equals to C squared. 36 plus 25 equals to C squared. 61 equals to C squared. The square root of 61 is 7 point something. Square root of 61 is equal to 7.81. It didn't say round to the nearest tenth or anything. So C is 7.1. So you'd write the length of of AC is about, because you round, 7.1 units. Okay? Now you do the same for BD. Remember, you go on in there. I'll do it in green. If you need to erase everything but BD, and then put it back in later. Erase everything but DD and draw that. Draw a line there. Draw a line there, and then count. Okay. If you need to do that, and then after you do that, plot back your points. AC. A is 3, 3 if you have a hard time. And then C is -3, -2 right there afterwards. And then connect it and make the trapezoid on your test, okay? You can go back and make that trapezoid later. 1, 2, so I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'll let you finish. Finding the distance of AC. Write an equation of a line for AC, okay? Go back, erase all of it if you need to. Bring an eraser that you can erase. Draw your trapezoid, and they're asking you to find the distance of this AC right here. Draw an equation of a line of AC. This line AC, okay? That line. So you have 2 points, that's there, the green one. So you have 3, 3, A is 3, 3, and C is -3, -2. And you do M equals Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. And you get Y2, you get -2 minus Y1, which is 3 over -3 minus 3. You get -5 over -6, which is 5 over 6. So your rate of change is 5 over 6. So you use y minus y1 equals to m parentheses x minus x1. I'll let you finish this. You guys should all know how to finish this. Okay, this next one, parallelogram, is at 2, 2. Put A for that one. Next one is -4, 2. Put B for that one. -1, 6. -1, 6. 5, 6. CD. Okay. So the distance of AC right here. So remember, pretend all the other things are not there. Okay. If you pretend all this other thing, just focus on the 2 green dots and the green line. You make your 90 degrees right here. That's 3 and that's 4, and you can find the distance of AC. So you say the length of AC, make sure you write in complete sentence, of AC is, and after you do Pythagorean theorem, You tell me the distance of AC. Now the other one, same way. Okay, so let's erase. Once you're done with one, try to erase the other. So do it lightly the first time, okay? What I mean is use your pencil, draw in lightly. Okay, now AD I'm going to do, BD, do it in blue. Okay, the only way, like, okay, let's these blue dots. The only way you can make 90 degrees is to come all the way this way, come down like that to that point. Now, because we're pretending all these other ones doesn't exist, okay? If you pretend those don't exist, you do that. Or if you see it the other way, like this, because you're pretending that these other lines are not there, whichever way is correct, there's a 90 degrees as long as there's 90 degrees and you count and you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 4. You do a squared plus b squared equals to c squared, and okay, so either way you get 9 and 4. Either you go this way and down or that way. You see, you get a rectangle, you'll get the same answer. And do a squared plus b squared. Here's the same thing. Write an equation line of BD. BD. Remember, rate of change first. Find the rate of change. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, and you do that. You finish that. Area, the shaded region. Okay, you got two shapes. First, the circle, which is half of a circle. So that is pi r squared is a whole circle. Because this is a half, you get a half. Minus the triangle. Triangle, remember, is base times height divided by half because it's half of a rectangle. So let's look. Let's do the circle first. We don't know what this distance is. We can find it though by doing a squared plus b squared equals c squared, because this is a right angle right here. It tells us it's a right angle. So 12 squared plus 6 squared equals c squared. 144 plus, that's 16 squared, sorry. That's 6 squared. 16 squared is 256 equals to c squared. That's equals to 400 equals to c squared. Find the square root. That is 20. So this whole length is 20. Now radius is half of that. So 20 is the diameter. So this is the radius right here. The radius is 10. Okay, radius is 10. So area equals 0.5 times, make sure you do 3.14. Okay, even though I don't state it, please use 3.14 on tomorrow's quiz. Makes my life a lot easier. Minus, okay, let's do the circle first and then come back and do this minus later, okay? Let's do the circle. 0.5 times 3.4 times 100. This is 157 minus 0.5, the base is 12 right here, and the height is 16. The base is 12 times, we're doing the triangles now. If you look at the triangle in here, We're doing that now. The base is 12, the height is 16. Use your calculator. 0.5 times 12 times 16 equals 96. So 157, minus 96 equals 2. The area, the total area of the shaded region is 61 centimeters squared. So you put that. The area of the shaded region. Okay, please, tomorrow's test, make sure you write it in a complete. The area of the shaded region is 61 centimeters squared. Okay, there's two shapes here, the triangle and then the rectangle. It's an attachment. Okay. This is a square, by the way. I meant to put this as a square. I should have wrote that as in this is a square. The instruction that this is a square. So people don't watch this video, they're in trouble. Okay, we need to find this length for the square. 16 squared plus 29 squared equals to c squared. 16 squared is 256 plus 29 squared . 29 squared is 841. Okay, add them together. I need to see this work. 1097 equals to c squared. The square root of that is square root of 1097 is equal to 33.1 rounded to nearest 10. This is all 33. Oh my goodness, I say it and I don't write it right. 33.1. Okay, so area of a triangle, 16 times 19, plus the area of the square, which is 33.1 times 33.1. Okay, so this one is a half times 16 times 19, plus base times height, this is base times height, which is 33.1 times 33.1. Actually, this squared should be close to that. Anyways, and you add them together and you get your answer. Alrighty, I am done.